Now we'll see about read.table in specific. Read.table for small to moderately sized data sets, you can just specify read.table without any arguments. The arguments that we discussed earlier, we don't have to use if the data is very less. So let's move on to the R console where we can see a sample reading of data from a sample. Now here I have the R console. Earlier I didn't tell you about setting up a working directory for R. So whenever you save your files which needs to be read in R, you need to specify your working directory here, change directory, and the specified directory, the location of where you have kept the file. So I have kept it as here R directory and I set it as the working directory. Now I have a sample file which have the variables A, B, C, D, E corresponding to their and numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corresponding to each other, which means the data exists in 2 columns, 5 characters and 5 numbers, each corresponds to each other. So using this, what we have to do is read this data into our data set in R. So let's say as the working directory is set, you don't need to specify where the location of the file is. Let's say I want to create a variable X which will take the tabular data sample .txt is the file name that I created earlier. Now I have read this. There is a warning message as the table header is not available, the argument in this. And now if you display X, you will get the 2 columns A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this would have showed you the possibility of what data can be read into R. Every columnar tabular data can be taken into consideration and the manipulations can be done on those data. Now seeing more about R, what it does automatically, it skips lines that begin with a hash. Hash, as I told you earlier, will indicate whether it's a comment or not. So R will automatically skip this and and you should be able to figure out the size of this. R automatically does it, how many rows are there and how much memory needs to be allocated. So based on the number of rows into the number of columns in the data, R will automatically assign the space required to keep the data in it. And it has the ability to figure out what type of variable is in each of the columns. In R the data in the first set is character and the second is an integer, and R has the automatic ability to find out what type of variable is in each of the column. And if you want to specify it explicitly to R, which character set you are taking from, which class of variables you are taking from, it will make it run faster and much more efficient than it happens.